Aloha everybody, welcome to our broadcast. Today is weaning day and this is Big Mama Veg. She get like 13 babies and I think we get 11 now. Some casualties, but this is a sad day for Mama, but we gotta make more babies, and the only way she can get in it again is if we take these little guys. See these little cuties over here? If we take them out of here and put them inside their own pens. They're so cute. Friends, speaking of weaning, that's going to be our topic today, because there's a weaning that's happening. This is going to be our last telecast for now until we can secure airtime someplace else, because Maui no longer have signal. And I'm all about feeding, so we got the word of confirmation. We will continue, just a matter of finding the place to continue. So look at this pretty easy. We'll be right back, friends. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all ye lands. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. Know ye that the Lord, he is God. It is he that hath made us, and not we ourselves. We are his people, and the sheep of his pastures. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving, and into his courts with praise. Be thankful unto him, and bless his name. For the Lord is good, his mercy is everlasting, and his truth endures through all generations. Aloha everybody, and welcome back to our broadcast. Friends, as you could see the footage in the beginning of this telecast, we were preparing one cage because, a couple of my sows went drop babies. One went drop 7 piglets and the other one 13. And now it's been a few weeks. It's time to wean them from the mama. Friends, in speaking about weaning from the mama, when you're young, you gotta drink milk. You need the nutrients that mama's milk provide. And then come one time where mama gotta help break them down. She chew the food that she eats, making them process somewhat so that can feed them to baby. Like I remember my mother, she used to chew them in her mouth, put them on a spoon and feed them to us and even our own babies. And you do that because like the baby choke. So you helping the baby break them down, and the baby gotta digest, but you helping them so that make easy for baby to digest. And then eventually when that child grows up, he's strong enough and mature enough to go to the solid kind food himself. No need nobody chew for him. He can chew them for himself, and then he goes through the process like you and I. We eat, we assimilate, and then we eliminate all our stuff that we no use in our body. And by doing so, even the toxins, friends, gets drawn out of our body. Because, things that we are around, whether we eat them or just in the element of stuff, the bugger kind of take one attraction to us, and sometimes the bugger power on us, stuck. And that's why if our body immunity not strong enough, we get muddy. Yeah? So coming on the airways, friends, my prayer is that that's what has happened with you. You see, you gotta happen to God before God happened to you, because in his mind, he already went happen. It's you and I now that gotta happen back to him. There's that whole storyline that I've been sharing for a while, that if you're not happening, there ain't nothing that happening. We're not waiting for something to happen. We are what's happening, because we are the many-membered body of Christ. Friends, unfortunately, in speaking on the topic of weaning, this is going to be our last telecast that's airing. Maui Station has already gone off the air. Unfortunately, I was given late notice with no window of time to secure another station to continue airing. So I just want to put it out there to let you folks know that we will be continuing to air, but it's not going to be on Leslie Broadcasting Network anymore. I'm going to have to go secure one other station for us to continue on. But the confirmation that has come is that we will continue to speak God into the earth. And I'm coming out with bombs for Babylon, not from Babylon. Because you see, a lot of you guys still staying locked down in Babylon, and the Lord has been calling you out through me. This Kanakarelo here on the airways been coming through the airways and just punching. And I know I've ticked off a whole bunch of people, but there's others that was waiting for such a word like that. See, because I know this was a new vibration. It's not only a fresh vibration, but it's the Spirit of God coming across the airwaves. See, God going to take back, friends, what he know rightfully belongs to him. And here's the thing. He not going to take them back. It's him in us that take them back. So me, I just come in there, and when I hear from God, he drop one word in my spirit. I kind of like when air raid, you send in the air troops, start dropping bombs from the air. boom, 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 and they're all heat-sinking missiles. And Abaga is being directly guided because, you see, God not trying to wipe us out. He's trying to free us who's locked down in Babylon. So every bomb that the Lord drops through these Kanaka has been calculated. If you've been paying attention, standing at full attention, and knowing that it was your father speaking through these Kanaka, then you know what I'm speaking to be fact. You know, friends, for too long, this globe has been under satanic oppression and under satanic influence. It's time that you and I arise and set ourselves free first by appropriating by faith God's provision. And when you free, friends, then you'll see all the other sons of God that is in lockdown. They might not even know that they're in chains. But you see, instead of trying to tell them what chains is, if you are free, then you'll live free. And when people see you, they see the Lord in you who's free in you. And they'll see how much chains get on top of them and will desire, friends, to be free just like you. You know, the whole beauty of being able to come on the airways, it's been a pleasure. I mahalo Leslie Broadcasting Network for even considering letting me come on the airwaves to purchase the airtime. But you know, friends, it has concluded. And you know, I've said it before, as it goes for Maui, it goes for the nations. So, only Maui antenna not going to be able to transmit. Those of you on the Big Island and on Oahu, I know you guys too can't catch the station, but on Maui, there is no more signal, which means Maui can't be fed. I'm going to have to find a station that has a signal that can feed Maui, because out from Maui, this Kanaka come forth over the airwaves to punch through the darkness, freeing the sons of God, setting them free from the chains. You know, when, Lord, I saw you hungry, thirsty, no head clothes, in prison, in hospital, and never come malama you. See, that was a question posed back to the Lord when the Lord told them, get out of my face, because I never knew you. And they turn around, they say to the Lord, Lord, but I did all of these good works. And the Lord says, yeah, you did them. You did all that works, but it wasn't me. It was you. For whatever intents and purposes, it wasn't me. You know, friends, it is important that we do what he's doing. You see, because if we're doing what he's doing, then we fall into that topic where Jesus says, I do what my Father do. Whatever he's doing, that's what I'm going to be doing. And friends, if we can have that unity of being one with Christ and the Father, and we can have that walk with him for real kind, you know, talk about just a closer walk with thee. That's a song I've been using on every telecast. You know, that was the only song that I've ever recorded. But the anointing on that song, friends, has a freeing capacity if you allow your spirit to register. And I know the Baka song sounds shalangalenga and it grabs you. But you know, the spirit behind that is what you need to discern. You know, friends, God, how he moves in the earth through you and I, he moves in unique ways. And as he comes through his many-membered body, I mean, he's just freeing sons all across this globe. I'm privileged to be able to walk with him and him walking through me and out from me. And I think you and I should see that as a privilege, because who am I? I just Hanalei Colleado. I just one brother who loves to farm. I love to work the vineyard, so to speak. I love working with animals because I love animals. And I see the life breath of our Creator God in everything. I mean, look at the beautiful heavens. Right now it's overcast and cloudy. Perfect day for work on the farm. I'm used to working in a hot sun, but when I get nice cool days like this, with corner winds coming in like that, it's still a nice day when you get on canopy over the heavens. And it reminds me, friends, of how God freed the children of Israel. He was a fire for them by night, and he was a cloud by day. And when they saw the Lord move, naturally speaking, the cloud move or the fire move, they knew that there was a signal for them to move on. And they would follow, and when the thing would stop, they would stop and set up camp. You know, friends, the Lord has always dealt with me drastically. Anytime he shifts one season, that season usually ends with like one bang, if you know what I mean. Kind of like fireworks going off. Just something drastic. And a lot of it is not necessarily comfortable endings. But nonetheless, I have learned to develop, in a mature sense, spiritually speaking, to know what is God and what is not of God. and whether God is responsible and or the Kepalo is responsible. But you see, even when the Kepalo is responsible, he cannot do nothing unless the Lord gives him liberty to go try you. You know, from the time the word has been given to the time the word actually comes to pass, the word of the Lord tried Joseph, because God knew that he had to work out the arrogance in that young boy, because he would have to be the salvation of a nation later on in his life. You know, but prancing about with a word from God because it sounds like something good. I look at guys who receive word from God and they're all happy because they received that word. But you know, I wouldn't jump so high. I would trust the Lord completely and totally and move with him, and know that whatever happens from the time you receive that word from God, that he'll work it into you. And by doing so, it's like creating one vacuum. You push something in, something got to come out on the other end. And what he's really doing is that he's pushing out the darkness and he's imparting to you his light. You see how that thing works? So that it's like he's helping us mature in him. And he gave us apostles, prophets, preachers, teachers, evangelists for what? The work of the ministry, edification of the body, unity of the faith, to bring us up full stature. That's bringing us to maturity, friends. Maturing up into him, because as we've always said, sons qualify themselves via maturing in him and drawing nigh to him and him to you. Sons inherit. Sons qualify to know the mysteries of the kingdom. When we seek him out with a whole heart, friends, you're going to know the mysteries of the kingdom. This world is going to go down the crappers as far as the satanic hostility between nations. There's going to be some crazy things that's going to be unlocked. And as we said in a previous broadcast, that the judgments of God, friends, is in the earth. Sons of God, you that have a heart after him, that beats after him, I admonish you to continue to seek him with a whole heart. Because, you know, this is the kind of time where really nobody's saved. And Jesus puts it this way: except the Lord cut the day short, the righteous going to get hard time survive. I mean, he has a remnant. You and I are part of that remnant that has a heart after God and heart of compassion for those that are stuck in Babylon. That's why he says, come out from amongst them, my people. Come out from amongst her. Who's the her? In the scriptures, her is referred to Babylon. Her is referred to that whore that has killed the prophets of God, suckered the prophets of God, captivated them, throw them into a trance. You know, I'm coming over the airwaves to punch through the darkness, to shake you, to awake you, so that you come to the knowledge of who you are in him and who he is to you. Friends, he has invested everything in you. See, everything that was invested in you, he like his money's worth. And you and I can bring it and we can give it. We can move in full authority. That's the reason why we've been coming over the airwaves. Now, you may not see me come on the airwaves for a little while until I can transition to find a station that will take us on and allow me to purchase that airtime. But you can follow me on the YouTube to keep updated on where we'll pop up at and when. Because I know the importance of this feeding. This is a most critical hour. And I also know the enemy got his hand inside this one. He's trying to cut short. But our God, friends, I'm not even worried about nothing. I'm at total peace. You see, because when you're abiding under the shadow of the Almighty. In fact, grab your Bibles and go to Psalms 91 and check this one out. Psalms 91 verse 1. He that dwelleth in a secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be your shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walks in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Hear that again, friends. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling.
For he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against the stone. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and the adder, the young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample under feet. Because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation. Check that one out. See, the Lord never said He's going to keep you out of trouble. No. He said He's going to be with you in the midst of the troubles. You see, the Lord was with Noah, them guys, when He would give the blueprint. Because when passed through his dilemma, he feared the Lord. He was a faithful preacher of the gospel for 100 years. He built the ark in obedience. Contrary to all of the talk that was going on in the town, they would say, look at that crazy old man over there. He said he would hear from God. He building this boat on this mountain. How are you going to take him down to the river? See, all the mocking that went on could have caused Noah to say, you're right, I'm not. Something wrong with me. I get one imbalance inside of me. This is crazy. He could have had said that because, see, Satan was trying to put him under that influence. That's web influence. That's Babylon mockery. But this man separated himself unto the Lord, and because he obeyed and built according to God's plan. Details, friends, that preserved the next generation to come. The rest who mocked, they were destroyed, and God repopulated planet Earth one more time because of the obedience of one man who had 8 of his family members and animals 2 by 2 inside the ark. How's that beauty right there? You see, friends, how we got to shut down the noise? You may think I'm crazy because of the stuff that I say and or do. But you know, friends, I live by faith. I move by faith. I hear from God. And I get a confirming word that I heard from God. You see, I'm not one freelancer, lone ranger, to just make up my mind whichever way I go. I'll make sure that I'm with seer prophets that can tune into the Spirit of God, know Him, you see. And He made His ways known unto Moses, His acts to the children of Israel. The children of Israel just want sugar daddy, meet my needs, provide for me. You know, that kind of like some of us. That's how we move like that. We serve the Lord because we in our dilemma. Listen, when your dilemma pow, make sure you continue on your walk with the Lord and not drop back to the same where you was before you got stuck and in trouble over something. You know what I'm talking about? Stay with Him and grow up. It's enough of this pansy, childlike stuff. See, time for wean yourself, friends. You can't be drinking off of the milk forever. It's time that you eat solid meat of the word. You know, when I was reading the Psalms 91, I was flashing on something because it talks about that He, the Lord, will give the angels charge over you concerning you. You know, lest you dash your feet against a stone. Notice that God's angelic host is at His beckoning command, and they're sent as ministering angels of fire. They're going to protect you, guide you, lead you out. How's that? God send you troops. That's why you stop and you look around. You may feel like one lone ranger on the block, being obedient to God, walking by faith. But the reality of the matter, get more with you than get in the opposing, satanic, under the influence army that's trying to shout you down. You see, you got to learn to tune out of that crap and stay tuned into the Spirit of the Lord. And since we are on the topic of the angelic host being sent by the Lord, go to Matthew chapter 4 and check this one out. See, because it's all about the battle that you and I go through is always against a living word. I've said it before that the Lord is coming forth through a many-membered body. You know, Jesus was not insecure in regards to who He was. He knew who He was. He knew the purpose that He had to come to earth for, which was to die the first time and come back again as the Lion of the tribe of Judah. He knew that. Satan also knew that and tried to discourage Him every step of the way. Jesus Himself buckled under the things that He had to suffer. Because did He not say, when He knew He had to go to Calvary to die, did He not say, Father, if it be possible, remove this cup from me? Then He says, nevertheless, Father, not my will. See, Christ's wishes was to, is there another alternative route? But then He caught Himself on that and He says, no, not my will, Father. Your will be done. See, because He was interested to do the will of the Father on the Father's terms. May that be so for you and I, friends. Let me go to Matthew chapter 4. Listen to this one. Then was Jesus led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. And when He had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, He was afterward hungry. And when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the Son of God, command that these stones be made bread. Notice that word if there. This punk kepalo, that's all he can do is throw in that question card. If. Kind of like what he did to the wahine, Adam and Eve. He came to Eve and says, what God told you? You're going to be gods. If you eat of this thing, you're going to die if you eat of this fruit. She says, yeah, the Lord said if we eat of this fruit, we're going to die. You're not going to die. See how that kepalo, he's a punk. And Abaga just throw question marks. See, we got to be sheep. We graze in his pasture. He lead us beside still waters. He restores our soul. He leads us in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. He more, friends, interested in you receiving that impartation, that gift of righteousness, than most of us are. And he'll lead us that way. This capello, however, can try to distract you so that you go off the trail and that you take other sheep with you to go get slaughtered by some wolves that dumb sheep no see yet. You see, friends, that word if you be the Son of God carries on through all of the different things that Satan had to put. Jesus says, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. That's all the time I get, friends, to be reading about this temptation. My point being is that word if should not even be in our language. If God gives you a word, you stick with that word, you stand with the word, come hell or high water, because our God is in it with you. He is for and not against you. If you're in his mouth and he's coming forth to you, a many-membered body. It has been a privilege, my Hawaii, allowing this kanaka coming over the airwaves. It has been a blessing. And I do trust that you've been blessed by the feeding that has come off of this word. Because like a sharp two-edged knife and like the balm of Gilead, our God is into combo punches. Friends, to the next time we pop up again on another station, may the Lord bless you. May he keep you. May he make his face to shine upon you. And you, friends, you be blessed. Aloha. Ahui ho. E malama pono. Hooray! E te la no e kuhakure. It's my desire to be like Jesus. It's my desire to be like him. I once was lost, but then I found my way to God. It's my desire to be like him. If you could see where Jesus brought me from to where I am today, then you would know the reasons why I love him so. You can take this world, its wealth and riches. I don't need Jesus anymore.